Pretty close. How are you? Pretty sharp.
He's all dressed up today.
Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if you do you own a suit?
What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel. You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing.
Well, I knew that the meeting between Trump and Zelenskyy was going to be an eye-opener, but it managed to surpass even my lowest expectations.
This is dreadful.
The organised and manufactured pylon that took place live on TV is a perfect example of how Trump and his lackeys are trying to bully the Ukraine president into accepting a deal to let America get their hands on the country's natural mineral resources. It started with a sly dig from Trump about Zelenskyy's choice of clothes as soon as he arrived, and then got progressively worse from there, ending with Zelenskyy storming out of the White House without signing any deal, and the US president and vice president receiving universal condemnation for their lack of diplomacy or decorum during the press conference yesterday. I really didn't think anything would be as bad as the AI video Trump released earlier this week, displaying his vomit-inducing vision for the future of Gaza, but this latest incident is surely a contender. So strap yourselves in for another episode of Trump and Musk's Batshit Crazy Corner.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. We will build a great wall along the southern border.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean? Is somebody going to try to blackmail me with advertising? Blackmail me with money? Go f*** yourself.
That is one big pile of shit.
This has got to be one of the worst diplomatic disasters in America's history. Trump and Vance were utterly appalling, and while I've got no more love for Zelenskyy than I do for Putin, he did his best to stay restrained while being rounded on from a room full of people doing their best to outdo one another in kissing Trump's arse as they took turns in trying to bend Zelenskyy over a barrel live on television, essentially saying that without a deal for minerals worth hundreds of billions of dollars, the USA will leave Ukraine unfunded, unarmed, and sitting like a duck against the weight of the Russian Federation, who first entered Ukraine 3 years ago. I think the scariest thing that's somehow been overlooked in the aftermath of this is how Trump openly and quite loudly said that World War III was not only a possibility, but also likely unless Zelenskyy caved into his demands, which he hasn't. And with the EU and UK increasing support for Ukraine along with their defence spending, it could mean that a situation where Europe stand against the USA and Russia even more likely.
You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
Oh, what a giveaway. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, eh? That's what I'm on about.
Today, Prime Minister Keir Starmer welcomed the Ukraine President, who's also set to meet with King Charles on his visit. The event was the polar opposites of yesterday, with the Prime Minister welcoming Zelenskyy with open arms and promising to throw a ton of money at his country for literally another century instead of helping pensioners pay their bills.
I saw a lot of people, and I want to thank you, people of the United Kingdom, such big support from the very beginning of this war. Thank you, your team. And I'm very happy that His Majesty the King accepted my meeting tomorrow.
Bizarrely though, Starmer presented Trump with a warm letter from the King when they met earlier this week, something which has brought criticism from many who feel that Trump should not be welcomed in Britain for a state visit for many reasons, including his recent criminal convictions prior to starting his second term in the White House. Overall, this gives Starmer a massive conundrum to solve, having painted himself into a diplomatic corner. He now has the task of staying allied to both Trump and Zelenskyy, who, as is evident from yesterday's shit show in the White House, is far from on good terms with the USA. Meanwhile, somewhere in the Kremlin, no doubt Vladimir Putin is choking on his popcorn, having an uncontrollable laughing fit at how things have suddenly and massively fallen in his favour in just a matter of days. I'd like to know what you think about the events that have taken place in the last 24 hours, so please let me know in the comments what you think about Zelensky's visit to the White House and Downing Street respectively. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe and thumbs up buttons to help us out on the algorithm. You can now join the channel with a membership for just 99p with some great perks for you to enjoy, including exclusive content and early viewings, plus lots more. And you get to join the list of awesome people who support the channel that you can see on your screen right now. Hit the join button or follow the links in the channel description. If you'd like to make a one-off contribution, then please hit super thanks on the video or follow the link to our Buy Me a Coffee page where you can help to show solidarity and support the channel for just the price of a tasty hot beverage. All contributions are greatly appreciated. Thanks again everyone. My left eye, be seeing you soon.